Hey guys, it's Vaughn, and today I'm gonna bring you guys a ponytail video. This is a highly requested video ever since you guys saw my video that I did with JCPenney. I also posted a few photos to Instagram, and you guys have been requesting to see how I did this long ponytail. I don't blame y'all, okay? This is a super cute style. This is a great hairstyle for summer because you can get your hair up and away from your face and still be cute. And there aren't very many things more attractive than a long ponytail, girl. Just taking it back to the basics. So I love this look, and I want to share how easy it is with you all. So if you want to learn how to do a long ponytail of your own, then keep on watching. Starting off on blow dried hair because that is what works best for this style. And yes, my hair has grown, as you guys can see here, especially considering how far I've come. And some of you have pointed that out, and you're right, my hair has definitely grown. But let's go ahead and get into the style. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and reestablish my middle part because I love my part in the middle for this style. And I'm just going to use my favorite detangling brush to just make sure that my hair is detangled and, you know, just easier to work with, making sure all the hair is going in the same direction, which is towards the back. A couple different ways you can do this style. You can put your part to the side, obviously, or you can just kind of comb and brush all of the hair to the back. You don't have to have a part at all. You do have options for this style. Once I have all of the hair going to the back, I'm going to secure it with a butterfly clip just to get it out of the way. And then I'm going to start working on this kind of baby hair sort of edge area. I'm feeling like separating that hair first will make things a little bit easier on the execution, but you certainly don't have to do this. This is definitely just a preference and honestly something new that I'm trying. So I'm doing that first, and then I'm going to go in with my gel. You guys, I'm using the Aura Olive Oil Jelly Glaze and Hold. I'm loving this stuff, you guys, for my ponytails, my extensions, pretty much all of my protective styles. This gel works wonders with really taming the hair, slicking it down, and making my work a lot easier. I talked about this gel in my last favorites video, so if you didn't catch it, definitely click the link to check it out. It works wonders with lace wig installations and all types of styles that involve extensions. So I'm a fan. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that all around my perimeter, right? So the surface, the edges, the back, the kitchen, whatever you want to call it. I'm putting this gel everywhere and just smoothing it down. A part of the smoothing process involves my bristle brush, but also a fine tooth comb. Next, I'm using this nylon hair tie, which I got from my local beauty supply. It is perfect for super taut ponytails. It's the only thing that I want to use for these types of ponytails. So I'm just going ahead and applying that. This was honestly just a generic find that I saw while I was in the beauty supply, and I'm so glad I decided to try it. It is the perfect ponytail holder. It's ouchless. It makes my ponytail super tight while also keeping it extremely comfy on the wear, so it doesn't feel like it's pulling or hurting my head in any way. It's also really discreet and makes for a really nice classic ponytail. Now it's time for me to go ahead and start the slick down process. This is very important, so you want to take your time. I went ahead and applied that jelly gel that I showed you guys a little bit ago, and I like to use my fine tooth comb to kind of slick everything down to make sure that all the hairs are lined up just right. I don't want any clumpy areas. I don't want anything that's looking uneven. And then I'll go in with my brush to kind of smooth it out. For my baby hairs, I like to use a mixture of the fine tooth comb and then one of my small little micro brushes just to get it just right. And I'm no good at the baby hair situation, which you will see soon, but I'm going to show you guys some hacks for that. A lot of people are really good at it for some reason, while others like me just sort of get by. So here we are with my little silky scarf. This is definitely a synthetic material. I'm just going to wrap my head up with this thing. This is going to help to set those edges, so even if you make some mistakes, I feel like this is going to kind of help polish it up and make it look okay. And then the next step is to start on the actual braiding. I'm using this Silky Jumbo braid by Magic Collection. It's in the color 1B. It's got the hot water setting, it's synthetic hair, and blah blah blah. So we're just going to go ahead and pop this out of the packaging. I'm going to hang on to these little rubber bands because I'm going to use them later. Now this braiding hair was not pre-stretched or layered in any way, so I'm going to show you guys how I kind of DIY that and fix that a little bit. So I hold the hair in the center, and on one end I will randomly pull some of the chunks of hair down just to make it uneven a bit, and then on the other side I'll just finger detangle, and I'll just kind of repeat that process until those ends look a little bit more realistic. So once again, I'll take one side and pull randomly, the other side finger detangle, and as you guys will see, towards the end of this process, it'll completely rectify that blunt kind of cut look. And the reason we do this is because we want this ponytail to look as natural as possible. No, we are not trying to pass it off as our real hair, but we do want it to have some realistic qualities for aesthetic purposes. Now that those ends look a little bit more frayed, we're going to go ahead and move on. I'm going to separate this chunk of hair into 3 sections because this is going to be our complete braid. So to be clear, we're going to use 1 full pack of braiding hair for the 1 braid. While that scarf is kind of setting that ponytail surface area, we're going to move forward with braiding. So I'm going to be using my ORS Olive Oil Fix It Super Hold Spray. This is going to help with making sure that the surface is nice and smooth. So I definitely want the start of the braid to be really smooth. So I'm taking my fine tooth comb and just kind of slicking that down so that, you know, everything just kind of comes out of the hair tie really, really smooth. So here I am separating the hair into 3 sections because this is how we're going to begin our braid. Now you're going to start braiding as though you're just doing a braid with your real hair. Once you do that first rhythm and that index finger pops out, we're going to apply our first section of braiding hair, the 1 of the 3. And we're doing the feed-in method if you haven't noticed already. So once I put that hair onto that finger, I'm going to continue with 1 more rhythm of braiding. And then as you guys will see, that index finger will pop out again. And we're going to go ahead and apply another section of hair. And there it is. And this is kind of how I hold it, you guys. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it's the perfect way to just kind of get it right on there. But any way you get it on there is fine, as long as you get it on there. And then I'm going to complete another rhythm of braiding. And then that index finger is going to pop out on top again. And I'm going to apply that 3rd and final section of braiding hair. You know what I'm saying? Once that 3rd section goes on there, you know that you're in the money. It's time to go ahead and complete the braid and just finish braiding down the shaft of the hair, and then you're pretty much almost done. The only thing you need to focus on at this phase of the braiding is just making sure that you're gripping everything tightly and neatly and taking your time to really sort of try to execute this properly, because there will be mistakes, right? I mean, you're blending real hair with braiding hair. There's going to be hairs trying to do their own thing. So here I am just using that ORS Fix It spray just to kind of really help tame the hairs and really try to blend it in. That's really the only guarantee, is just knowing the tactics and tricks to making this thing look good, but it's not going to be perfect. So I definitely would say, as a tip going into this, don't beat yourself up about the whole blending situation. Just try to focus on making sure that tactically and technically you have the braid done properly, and then in the end I'm going to show you guys some tricks to fix any flaws that are definitely going to take place. As we get to the end of this braid, we're just going to go ahead and tie it off with one of those rubber bands that we saved from the braiding hair packaging. As you guys can see, the ends are looking really frayed and realistic, and that is exactly what you want. Now once we put the rubber band on here, I kind of noticed that the hair was a little longer than it needed to be. No worries, we're just going to take some hair cutting scissors and trim that right on off. We're also going to take those same scissors and trim all of the flyaway hairs up and down the braid just to make sure that there are no unsightly hairs present. Next, we're going to address some of the flaws that occurred during the blending process with the real hair and the braiding hair. So I'm just using some more of that Fix It spray and my fine tooth comb just to kind of comb down and blend in my real hair with the braiding hair. It doesn't take very long, but it's absolutely a detail you do not want to skip. And to seal everything in, I'm going to use a little bit more of that Fix It spray just to seal everything in and make sure that when you do that, you don't touch the braid, you don't let it touch your clothing, you don't handle it, let it dry, because you don't want to mess up the work you just did. As the final step, we're going to address the ends of this ponytail. So I'm just going to separate it into 2 and curl the ends by applying them to these flexi rods. This is super cute, you guys. I highly recommend that you finish your ponytails in this way. It really makes the ends look really natural and just kind of gives it that nice little wave at the end and just kind of takes care of that kind of frayed look. So I love doing this and I highly recommend it. This hair has a hot water set, so anything you do to it really is going to be kind of permanent once you put it in the hot water. So that's what we're doing here, just kind of dipping it. Once it's dry, you can remove the flexi rods and you have this nice wave on the end of your ponytail, which I love, you guys. This lasts pretty well, but you may need to repeat these steps if you want to refresh the ends. Now that I'm all done, let's go ahead and reveal the finished look. Wait a minute, hold up. I need to do my makeup and take this scarf off. Be right back. All right, that's better. Now, as we take this scarf off, okay, we're gonna reveal these edges. Girl, I don't know what is coming out of this scarf, and I never do, but it's always nice. Honestly, you can't go wrong with a little bit of gel and a scarf. As usual, the sideburn area did not work out, so I'm just gonna tuck it behind my ear. We're gonna be using this Nourishing Sheen Spray by ORS Olive Oil just to kind of shine up that area where the gel was. It's going to make everything blend in better because you know that braiding hair is kind of shiny. So I would highly recommend finishing your braided looks folds with some oil sheen spray. So that is it, you guys. That's how I do my long braided ponytail. That's all my tips, tricks, and secrets and hacks for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed the feed-in method with this. I think it's one of the most natural ways to pull off this look. It's no fuss, no knot, no hair wrapped around the hair tie, just a really clean look that I think anyone can accomplish with a little bit of patience. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.